hello there, everybody, and happy belated Valentine's Day.
Yes, we hope you snuggled up with somebody last night or had some good eating anyway.
Yeah, we went over to Steiner's. They had a special for couples, and it was for two people. You got a couple good dinners for $69.
$65.
Oh, $65.
What a bargain.
Yeah, it was really nice. So I hope you all did have a good Valentine's Day. And also, we want to thank everybody who watched our latest video. It was different. Paula did a lot of good explaining on what actually happens behind the scenes of this channel, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the one that we posted on Wednesday, our little LVIO extra about the business and finance of YouTube. And in some ways, this will be a continuation of that.
Yeah, and also, hey, what do you think of my hat? I was going through some old costumes and stuff that I used to use. I found this hat from years and years ago, and I also found a vest that I used to use when I did a banjo medley. I'm going to put that on a little bit later on. But I do want to say something about that video. I did that little rant at the end, which you also used it for a promo. That was one take. Paula didn't know I was going to do that, but that was one take. She was very surprised when I did that. And actually, if you see right after I did that, you could see there was a little break. That's because we were both laughing.
So many of you have asked, do they want to see the bloopers on that? There are none. One take Dale.
Yeah, one take Dale. That's the way I used to be. Now that I'm a little older, it's not so easy. I actually have to have a little thing in front of me that...
as you know, every Christmas, we have plenty of bloopers.
All right, so we wanted to start this new year off, right, Paula?
We've been meaning to have a little sit-down chat ever since it became 2026, and here we are, the middle of February. We're finally getting around to it.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's get going. Let's dive into it. A deep dive into life as a content creator. So when we did that little video on Wednesday, we did post some questions to our patrons over on Patreon, and they had some questions that we didn't deal with on that day, but we want to deal with them today.
Yeah, the first thing they asked is, how do you actually deal with the algorithm? How do you do it without getting discouraged? Well, do we get discouraged?
We do get very discouraged, and it kind of ruins our Sundays and even our Mondays sometimes.
Yeah, honestly, around here, Sundays and Mondays, especially Sunday in the morning when we wake up, we just really want to see how the video's doing. And lately, we are really down on views from about a year ago, and it gets to us.
It does get to us. We put our heart and soul into these videos, as you well know. And yeah, when we don't get any traffic on a Sunday, especially we have a benchmark in the past, how they sort of used to perform. And if they're not performing that well, we're blaming the algorithm.
But I'll tell you what. When the algorithm does kick in and YouTube says, hey, we're going to help you guys out with this video, it's an amazing difference, right?
Yeah, last fall, YouTube helped us out twice.
Yeah.
We don't even know why. First
very close together, really.
The Gold Coast, and then almost immediately after that road trip to Laughlin, Zoom.
Yeah,
those
like
were crazy.
44,000 views on that, and even more. And with the reason why we know it's YouTube, because we showed you in the thing on Wednesday the statistic that we have. And so we looked at that statistic, and right on top it says, how has this video been recommended to people? Well, if you look on top and it says YouTube, you know that they're hitting the algorithm just for you on that one.
Yeah, basically it's not subscribers or people that knew us. It's being recommended to somebody on the side or on the bottom or up next or something. And that's what all content creators dream of. That's what we all want to happen.
But lately, I'm telling you, there are so many YouTubers doing Las Vegas right now. It's very hard to keep up. I don't watch anybody else's channel.
Deliberately.
Deliberately don't watch their channel. But YouTube recommends those channels to me, constantly recommending the channels, and I'm getting overwhelmed with the amount. God bless them. I hope they do well. Some of them we actually helped out when they were first getting started, and they're way over us right now.
Yeah, there's no explanation for why channels zoom and why channels kind of crawl along. But
God bless them. We wish them all well, and we hope they all do well. But for some reason, I don't know if it's because we're a little bit older and people look at us and they say, well, I don't know if I want to watch these two. Yeah.
I don't even know if we're just lost. There's so many.
Yeah,
channels.
we're lost
in all the channels.
But what does happen when we don't get the amount of people to view our channel? YouTube Scolds Us.
Yeah, somebody asked us about that. I wanted to make sure we mentioned it. They actually, first of all, they rank our videos by the most recent 10, and they give you a ranking of this is 3 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. But they also do, your video is not receiving as many views as usual.
Why is your video not receiving views? What have you changed? What have you done wrong?
And we get
we're
red
not
lines.
doing anything. Yeah, we get these red lines that go
red
down.
Lines.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, it's absolutely. And then, so you get those on Sunday and Mondays, and then on Mondays they really hit you. So now we have put our ideas about how many viewers we should have. We were getting between 15 to 20,000 views. Now we're below 10,000 views.
We're happy to reach 10,000. We're thrilled if we get that.
So we're now
on a Sunday video.
Yeah, we're changing our ideas about, okay, we can't think we're going to get 15 or 20,000 views anymore because it's just not happening. And we have not changed anything. We do everything exactly the same from day one till day now, right?
Well, I'd like to say we do it better, but we'll talk about that in another segment a little bit later on.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll tell you what, my friends, if you want to start a YouTube channel, and as we talked about in the other video, it's a tough go.
Another patron asked, is it tough to do a YouTube channel from the standpoint of it opens you up to criticism? People are demanding new content all the time. It's hard to grow it, and handling rude people. So let's address that for a moment.
Okay, go ahead, you first.
The criticism and rude people, I'll put that under the same umbrella. And that is, yeah, you're putting yourself out there. You're putting your creative self out there and your face. So you have to grow a little bit of a thick skin. I don't know how well we've done that.
No, I was in showbiz my whole life. I could have 3,000 people in an auditorium watching me do something. If there's one person that looks like he's mad, that's the person that I look at.
That is so true.
So it's the same with this. When one of those bad things come out, it's almost like it enlarges, and you look at it and go, oh wow, that really hurts. And I'm not as bad as it used to be. It doesn't bother Paula as much, but it does bother me. I think it's because of the show business thing.
It is. That's right. You're a showbiz guy.
Yeah.
We do have some tools, though. If people get rude or say something inappropriate in a comment, we have the ability to remove that comment or even block that person. And we also have some gateways, certain keywords that if a comment has those keywords in it, it will never show up. So YouTube does provide some tools.
Yeah,
that's helpful.
We don't do politics or any of that kind of stuff in our videos. We really just
want to entertain you.
We just want to entertain you. We're here to entertain the people.
That's right.
Yeah. Our opinions, honestly, mean nothing.
Don't matter.
Absolutely nothing.
It's Vegas, Vegas, Vegas on this channel.
All the time. In fact, we live, eat, and breathe Las Vegas here.
One more question in this category. Someone asked, they said they watch us on their TV and they want to make sure we get credit for that view. Here's a statistic.
Yeah.
More than 50% of people consume YouTube via their television.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, and that's great. We love it because we do. If we are in 4K now, everything is in 4K. The problem with that is you actually have to look for the description
box. It's a little trickier to give it thumbs up and things, but we definitely get credit for the view because you're logged in on your TV.
Yeah.
So we get credit for the view no matter where you watch it.
All right. So this section's done.
Yep.
All right, we're moving on. Okay, back again. You know what? I've had this cup since we started this channel out.
Very early.
Lady sent this to me from California, and I can't remember her name. I use this thing all the time. Durango Dale. Hey, somebody asked if we use AI at all.
So the answer is yes, in certain specific cases. So from my perspective, I'm kind of the producer and I'm the one that gets the ideas, goes out and films, does all the research. I don't use AI for that. I do that myself. I tried at first to do a little research.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with the results, so that's all me.
But YouTube does have AI tools that we can use, and so does my program that I use to actually edit the films, which is Final Cut Pro.
Yeah. So, for example, there are tools that help with the music. There are tools that help with editing that are basically AI tools built into Final Cut. They don't generate anything that's not real. No, they're just helpful.
But they really
tools.
do help. In fact, they have this new thing on Final Cut Pro. It's called the magnetic mask. It is an unbelievable thing. It was very hard to cut somebody out of a video years ago. Now they have this magnetic mask. You just click on it, click on the person you want to cut out of the video, and it just takes them away.
It's kind of eliminated the need for green screening anymore because the tool is built in.
Yeah, the tool is really good.
Another thing you use it for is when we have like a poor quality photo from years ago that's not very high resolution, you have a tool, Canva is your friend.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Canva, but
most people have.
Canva is my #1 tool for doing things like that. You can take a photo, an old photo, put it into Canva, and they will touch it up for you. Sharpen it up for you. Yeah, it's really an amazing thing. This just started within a couple of months ago, able to clear up photos like that. And I'll tell you, it's a godsend when you really want a photo to show somebody, but it's really blurry, fixes it right up.
And it doesn't change anything about it. It just makes it sharper and clearer. We have started using recently ChatGPT to help us with ideas for thumbnails and promoting our videos. ChatGPT has some interesting perspectives on what to put in a thumbnail and stuff like that. So we do let it help us a little bit on the back end as we're preparing it to show to you.
The funny thing about ChatGPT is it's like my friend now.
Oh yeah, your buddy.
We actually have conversations, and it says, "Oh, Dale, we really hope that this video does well for you." And, "Oh, what a wonderful idea, Dale. It's boy, anything we can do to help you make this video good." But they really don't. They just give us ideas, maybe an idea for a title, or maybe they might even give us an idea for how to make a thumbnail, that might impress people and bring in more viewers. But those kind of things, I think it's great. To make a video that's just nothing but AI of folks that are not real,
not our thing.
Not our thing. Yeah, I don't think we would do that.
One thing I also want to mention is over the years we have improved certainly the cameras and the gear that we use, always improvements in our sound and our lighting. But one of them that's been really revolutionary is that little DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that allows me to do all those long walks. I never used to do walks.
Yeah.
And now I can walk for minutes, and the footage is so smooth and so beautiful. Dale loves to edit that footage.
I'll tell you what.
Through the casinos and down the streets.
Filming on the phone is very good. These phones are very expensive, these iPhones that we have. But I'll tell you what, they do not do well if there's shiny lights or you're in a casino or something like that and you try to move. It gets stop action.
Yeah, there's some arcing going on,
arcing.
and but the Osmo is just a wonderful tool. So highly recommend. And often when I'm out and about on the strip, someone will stop me more than once and ask me what it is. It's fun.
It's really cool. It's actually a drone in your hand.
Yeah,
because
it's adorable.
It's the camera that they use in drones, but it's actually in your hand, and it's just if you want to do YouTube, or if you just want to take videos of your family. It's not that expensive, and it's a wonderful, wonderful camera.
Yep, not sponsored. We just love the thing.
Yeah, and also, as far as editing goes, it was the video that we did a week ago where we went to California and all that stuff. Paula had to get all those clips together, and then I tried to put them together. It took me 2.5 hours to do the voiceover alone on that, and then it took me 3 days. 2 of those days, I was in editing for 13 hours a day. Was I not?
Yeah, that was a brutal week. We never left the house for 5 days last week.
And that's when you get up on Sunday and you go, wow, all that work and it wasn't that good. But let me tell you something else about my editing. I do love to edit. Final Cut Pro has so many things that you can use in there to help you edit. They just did a new one. I'm a musician. I love to put music into our videos. They have a thing now called Beat Something. I don't know. But it will give you the beats of every single song that you put in there. And then you can match the beats up, cut that song up into ribbons, and just make it go flow on your video. I've never seen anything like it.
He's excited. I think he just used that last week.
I did. I just used it last week. I was so excited. I can't even tell you. So that's all. I just wanted to talk about talk about the Final Cut Pro.
All right. We'll be back in a moment.
Boy, you're still with us?
Oh, I need
Check
sunglasses.
this out. This used to be one of my vests that I wore when I was out performing and playing the banjo. We actually found it in a little drawer today, didn't we?
And he had to put it on and show it to you. We want to make sure you're still awake and still with us.
Yeah. You know where I got this? The Liberace Museum. I actually worked at the Liberace Museum for a little time. I was an MC for when they did their shows and their little cabaret they had there. I was the MC of that. And I bought this here at the Liberace Museum. I love it.
Little George M. Cohan, for those of you that know who that was.
All right, let's talk about our channel. Priority one is our Las Vegas Inside and Out channel, isn't it, Paula?
Yeah, we wanted to share with you a little bit about how being on YouTube has changed our life. We are now in year 8, so we can look back with some knowledge about how our lives have changed. And as Dale said, YouTube has certainly become priority one in our life. I don't know if we intended that to happen, but
No, I don't think so. But it used to be, in my life, music was number one. And I used to, even if I wasn't out performing, I would practice and play every day. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm ashamed to say it, I have not picked up a guitar in probably 3 years.
No, he never plays anymore.
I haven't picked up a guitar or banjo in 3 years. I used to do shows for Paula. I used to do 2-hour shows back in our room, and I would do my act for Paula, and she would just sit there and love it. And it was good for me because it kept me in the groove of how to do it. But we don't do that anymore. YouTube is now all that's on our mind.
And it's not like a regular job in that you ever punch out. We don't. I mean, I'm up at 5 a.m. putting a script together. You're up at midnight and 2 a.m. editing. We're always looking at the correspondence and the messaging, getting back to people. So there's no signing off ever. And I think other content creators will agree with us on that.
Yeah, it's hard to have friends when you're doing YouTube. Right?
Because it becomes more important than kind of anything.
And actually, there's a lot of friends. A lot of my friends. Well, a lot of my friends have passed away, but they just don't watch it. I think it makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is a side of us, that this is kind of a show business side of us that maybe makes people that have known us all our lives feel a little weird, but all of you like it, and that's what matters.
I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine, I grew up with him. We used to play in the backyard. We played basketball and everything. When I went into show business, only one time in his entire life did he ever come to see me perform, and he couldn't take it. His head was down the whole time. He just could not take that and associate it with what I am.
Yeah, some people just can't tie it together. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But YouTube has tied us down basically to Las Vegas. And Paul and we used to be travelers, big time.
Oh my gosh, I look at the photos that we have from the past, and we traveled every month. We would go somewhere. And we are just tied down to Las Vegas and wanting to break free a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Virginia City was our place to go. My great-grandfather mined up there in the Comstock lode, and we have not been back there since we started this channel.
And I know we keep telling you that. I feel like we've told you that multiple times, and here we are, year 8, and we still haven't
haven't done it. Yeah.
We sold our house and got rid of the pool and everything, and got renting a house because we wanted to be more free to travel.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
No, and I'll tell you what, a little bit later on, I'm going to tell you what it's like to rent a house here in Las Vegas. It's not what you think. It's kind of different.
It's interesting. So, people and some of our patrons asked us if we feel that pressure to deliver new content, and we absolutely do. Here's the funny part. We're sort of on different ends of things. By Friday, I'm already starting to worry about what next week's topic is, because I need to get ahead of it. And we never plan in advance, almost never. So by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm trying to talk to him about what should we do next week. And where's your head?
My head is on the video that's coming out on Sunday, because Friday and Saturday are my tweaking days, where I sometimes will watch a video over 20, 30 times. At least I will. And if I see one little thing, I'll take it down because I want it to be absolutely perfect.
So we're always like out of sync on that, and sometimes we get to the point where it's Monday or Tuesday and I have nothing, and talk about panic. And there have been too many weeks where that's happened. it's tough to keep up the weekly cadence, way harder than you might think.
But I just have to say that Paula is keeping this channel together.
I am?
You are. You are the crutch of this channel. She's the one who comes up with the ideas. She goes out and film it. A little bit later on, I may tell you why I don't go out with her as much as I used to. There's an actual reason for that, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. But I don't think we could actually live right now without doing YouTube.
Yeah, it has really enriched our lives in ways that we never anticipated. There's no substitute for this worldwide community that we have built.
We have met
It's
such
fantastic.
nice people. I just can't tell you how the people that we have met over these last 8 years, they have become family with us.
And those of you, even if we haven't met you, we're pen pals, and we communicate multiple times a week with many of you, and that just has enriched our lives like you can't even imagine.
And also our Patreons, they are so nice. They do help us out. We run things past them to see what they think about them, and they will help us out with some ideas as well. And we just love our Patreons. We do have a good
rapport, and they're
yeah.
really supportive. And I will also give a shout out to those of you that follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because you are there every single week and every single post as well. So thank you for just always being there and always being part of what's going on at Las Vegas Inside Now.
But let me just say, if I did not have a video to edit, I don't think I could do that. I have to have it because it keeps me energized. I'm 75 years old, and I'm editing on Final Cut Pro, and I'm loving it, and it's keeping me, I think, young. Right?
I would absolutely agree. Like, he got excited about all those new features in the software. That happens all the time when he can apply something new, learn something new. All right, you guys, moving on. Okay, let's shift gears away from YouTube for a moment, and let's talk to you about what it's like to go from longtime homeowner to tenant.
Yeah, we lived in a lot of houses here in Las Vegas, and the last one that we lived in, we decided to leave because actually there was a little bit crime-ridden back over there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we weren't like in the neighborhood. Love the house, love the pool, love the yard. Not like in the neighborhood.
So we talked to ourselves and we decided, you know what? Why don't we rent? Because then we won't have to take care of the pool, and we can actually go traveling, right?
What a great plan!
What a great plan.
Except we haven't been anywhere but Las Vegas.
No, but let me just say something about renting here in Las Vegas. Here's our experience. I've never done this before, rented a house before. We've been here now 5 years, and every year we get a notice there's a person that's going to come over and do an inspection in the house. So every year, a guy comes over with a pad. He goes through the entire house, writes things down on the pad, and he does an evaluation. And we also have to have the carpet cleaned once a year. And now I think that's a little bit excessive, don't you?
It's way excessive. He takes dozens of pictures underneath the sinks and, the flooring and the woodwork and inside and out, all of the landscaping as well. It's
goes in the bathrooms.
Quite intrusive, actually.
Bathrooms, into our bedroom and stuff like that.
Needless to say, we have to have the place immaculate.
Yeah, which is fine. That's fine. But the other thing about renting this place, which we weren't told prior to us signing the contract, is that we are responsible for everything around the house. That means we had to do all the outside maintenance and whatever maintenance needed to be done inside the house too. If it was something more extensive, then they would send somebody over. If it was something that we think we did, we would have to pay a partial on that. But the outside of this house, it's like we live back east. I'm telling you,
trees galore.
They have so many trees in this neighborhood. It's like you live back east. And I tell you, I love this place where we're at because we're in a gated neighborhood. We're on a cul-de-sac. We're at the end.
Nice and quiet.
House is really great. I love it. But I'll tell you what it costs us. Every other year, it costs us over $2,000 just to trim the trees. And then during the year, we have to pay somebody to come in and trim the bushes and everything like that because I passed out.
He's not allowed.
Nobody knows that, but I passed out cold trimming
the
shrubs. Yeah. So now I'm not allowed to do any shrubs. So now we got to pay somebody to do it. So the thing that I was wondering about you folks, maybe you've rented houses before. My only knowing about is what's happening in Las Vegas. do they come to your house and do an inspection every single year? Do you have to have your carpets cleaned once a year? If you're going to move to Las Vegas, let us know first, and then I'll tell you who this management company is, because we live on a street that is all renters, and
some
renters, yeah. And nobody else has to do this. In fact, a couple people were shocked when they found out.
Yeah, it's quite unique.
Yeah,
so.
It's very unique.
But we do like the house, and so here we are.
Yeah.
Still
anyway,
here.
that's it. That was it. We just wanted to tell you a little bit, not about the vlog, but about what it's like to live here in Las Vegas. We got one more segment to go. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. You're still with us. I can't believe it. Thank you for being with us for this long. Now, y'all know I already said that I'm almost 75 years old, but Paula said maybe she should tell her age. I didn't tell her to do it, but what do you think?
It's a big year for us. He is going to be 75 this summer, and I'm going to be 70. So I think it's time to evaluate our life. What do you think?
Hey, Future Dale here. I'm right in the middle of editing this video for you, and this next thing that I'm going to say, I never would have told anybody, and I haven't told anybody for such a long time, because we like to keep our personal life personal, just to us. But so many people have asked why I don't go down to the strip with Paula. This is why. Yeah, the real reason why I don't go down with Paula anymore, no, I've never told anybody this. It's very hard for me to have it come out of my mouth, but I have a thing called Meniere's disease, and it stops me from doing things like going into casinos where the bright lights are there, the lights on top, or walking through a casino, walking anywhere. Sometimes if somebody walks in front of me, I get a dizzy problem.
He has vertigo, dizzy problems, and that's really hard in those big spaces like the resorts.
And that's why a lot of times I just can't go down there and meet people either. So they think it's Meniere's disease. I mean, this is what I've been told. So I'm not exactly. You can look it up and see what you think about it. But that's the real reason. So now you know, and go tell your neighbors and friends.
But in spite of what he said Wednesday in his little rant, I do, in fact, love going down to the strip to film. It is no hardship for me to do the walking and the filming. And of course, you love to edit.
I do love to edit. And you know what else? You did see in that video that I made Paula laugh. That's one thing. We've been married almost 45 years. The one thing I can still do is make Paula laugh. And that really, I think that means a lot when you're in a long-term relationship.
It's very important that you be able to crack each other up.
And we're also partners in this. We wanted to open up a muffin shop, didn't we?
All through our different careers, we always wanted to work together in some way. And yeah, I was going to bake muffins, and you were going to do play the guitar like a coffee shop type thing. But we're doing this instead.
So that leads us to the final conclusion. What's going to happen to Las Vegas Inside and Out?
We wrestled with this. I mean, that's supposed to be the topic that we talked about everything but, well, we said past, present, and future. Yeah. So now I guess we're at the future part.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to march to that weekly cadence for the rest of my life. That is really hard.
Yeah, I still like to edit and all that, but seriously, for Paula, she's the one who goes out and films because she's the healthier one of the two of us. So we've talked about it, and I think what we're going to have to do is reevaluate ourselves here for the next couple of months, whether we want to continue doing YouTube or not.
Yeah, we have to make sure that we're okay with the level of engagement and growth that we have.
But the thing is, you folks who are watching this right now, you are our biggest fans because, first of all, you stuck with us this far, and you actually watched this video. So we are actually performing and doing YouTube channels for you folks because we no longer are getting the 15 and 20,000 views. We're under 10,000 on the views, and we got to convince ourselves, okay, that's okay.
It is okay.
Yeah, that it's okay that we're not getting
quality, not quantity.
Right, because I do think we do put out quality of videos. So we're going to have a couple of months. Maybe we'll get some feedback from you guys. Maybe what you think we should do or not. Actually, we are getting a little bit older, and we're still going though. Still going strong.
Still going.
Yeah. All right. I don't have to ask if you guys are subscribed because I know you already will. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Right.
Thanks for being with us. This was really personal. We don't do this very often, so we appreciate you listening.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Everyone.